What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host with me.
I'm just here to consent that I want to be on Zoom, that I'm here to record. So that's what I'm consenting to.
Hey man, you gotta consent, man. You gotta make sure you know what you're supposed to do. Consenting is key.
Yeah, I mean, because I guess if I say no, because no means no. So
yeah,
I mean, I guess it all works.
You did say no when it asks do you want to consent to record and do it stops the recording. That may be something we have to figure out. But because
it says I can leave. You press record, I can click leave.
Okay. So that's what it is. I thought they had stopped the recording.
I'm just out. Like I can click. So it says continue or leave. So if I click leave, I'm out. Ain't no recording.
But you know who's probably about to leave is the Los Angeles Clippers right now. It is trouble in LA, and we ain't talking about the Lakers right now. We're talking about the Los Angeles Clippers, and Luka Doncic is pretty much owning the LA Clippers, man. They are up 2-0 again, and they're shooting. Not. It's one thing to go 2-0 and you have some close games, but to shoot 50% from the three-point line, 60% field goal percentage, and you're talking about two of the most elite defenders supposed to be playing in the NBA to this day, and y'all can't guard nobody. I mean, nobody. And then, you know what? I'm going to put this on Tyrone Luu as well.
Okay.
Why are you constantly still switching? And you know that all they doing is creating mismatches, and they putting people that can't play defense in trouble. And then you have people that can play defense, they can't play defense either. So why are you switching? What are you doing? So we realize that it ain't Doc's fault why the Clippers ain't playing the way they supposed to be playing. And I'm really, really disappointed because it looks too easy. It looks really easy out there. Like you would think the Clippers is playing regular season, and the Dallas Mavericks is playing playoffs. Because, I mean, like, when you watch the game, Dallas can get whatever they want. You would think they'd up the 4th seed, and the Clippers is the 5th seed, or maybe even a 10th seed, the way they playing right now. And so, how do you feel about the Clippers? What do you think is going to happen to them? Do you think Dallas is going to get this done and maybe even sweep them? Could it be a sweep?
First and foremost, I'm going to just chuckle. Clippers want to blame everybody except themselves. Like, first it was Trez. He was a locker room problem. It was Lou Will going to go get some lemon pepper wings. Then it was Doc because he couldn't, be Doc. I don't know. Remember at the beginning of the season, I was like, man, the Clippers going to do well because they got Chauncey Billups on the sideline.
Right.
I really said that. I felt that Chauncey was going to help navigate some of this foolishness.
Yeah.
But he just over there with a bald head looking confused too. He don't even know what's going on. He just like, And Luka is legit. It's been a long time since we seen one man arguably just destroy one team. Like,
it's been a minute.
We ain't seen nothing like this probably since like LeBron when he went in his bag in his younger stretch when he's a little younger.
Yeah.
But it's like they don't have nobody to guard the man. It's like Patrick Beverley too small. He's getting whatever buckets he want on Marcus Morris. Not only is that, he done dunked on the man too. So now I don't want to see Marcus Morris being tough the rest of this series. Like you ain't tough. You got dunked on, and Luka don't even jump. So you got dunked on by a dude who can't even jump. Then he's bullying PG. PG ain't got enough bricks in his pocket. And then Kawhi kind of makes him work. Kind of. Because his shots against Kawhi are tough shots. I mean, at some point, you guys got to say, like, these tough shots. But everybody else, then Reggie Jackson, every time he see Reggie Jackson, he light up. Oh, Reggie. Ooh. So they legitimately don't have an answer for this man. Legitimately. And I don't know who I was talking to. Maybe it was you. where I said the Clippers' problem is they don't have a third scorer. They don't have that third person to where it's like, hey, look, Kawhi, we need you to legitimately spend all your energy on defense. PG, you go get us buckets, and third person, you go get us buckets. That was Lou Will, right? So now Kawhi, like, I can't really spend all my energy on defense because I got to score. PG can't expend all his energy on defense because he got to score. Who is going to be the third scorer? Listen, man, they gave Luke Kennard $64 million, 4 years, $64 million. The man ain't touched the court in 2 games.
Who you think he going to guard, though?
They need to find some offense because at this point, I'm saying, listen, we can't stop them. Let's figure out a way to where they can't stop us.
Yeah, let's
just, because that's what they was doing in the first. I mean, the first half was 73-71.
What 140-some points in the first quarter.
I thought it was an all-star game, bro.
It was crazy.
Like, it was just bucket after bucket, wasn't nobody, because the Mavericks don't really have, they aren't like a super defensive team, so the Clippers can go score, but the thing is the Mavericks are getting timely stops.
Yes.
And then when they getting stops, they going down the other end, and they getting buckets.
And big shot.
Yeah, and it's just like, hey, look, I told you I had the Mavs in 6. So technically, this is not shocking to me. I thought it was going to be 1-1. I wouldn't expect them to go 2-0. But now my pick looking really good. I just feel like the pressure is either going to mount or become even if the Mavericks lose game 3. Because if the Mavericks lose game 3, I feel like the pressure becomes even.
Yeah.
Because the Clippers didn't have to win game 4. And I mean, it becomes a must win for both teams. It's rare in a playoff series where you say, like, this is a must win for both teams. But it becomes a must win for both teams. And so, but game 3 is a must win for the Clippers.
Yeah, they got to win that game. They got to come out blazing. Here's my thing, though. What I see what the Clippers are having an issue with. And what I'm going to call Kawhi Leonard on, and I know I gave Ty Lue his due because he deserved, because his coaching philosophy, he didn't make no adjustments. He just kept doing the same thing all game. I don't know what kind of coach is going to allow you to just do the same thing all game. Like, all right, it's going to figure itself out. They'll miss shots. No, because you're giving that team confidence. But here's my thing about Kawhi Leonard, and this is where I'm going to get on Kawhi Leonard. If Paul George is exerting himself trying to play defense on Luka, and we get it, Luka is a handful. He's a problem for anybody that's covered. If you got some no-name guarding you on a defensive end, and you can get whatever you want on an offensive end, you ain't asserting no energy. You're not tired. Ain't nobody pushing you to the bricks. You should be the one taking on that defensive mindset, because here's the thing. If they have to decide who's going to be the scorer and who's going to be the defender, and maybe alternate. Maybe the first half, PG, you stick them, do not switch. You're staying on Luka the whole first half. Kawhi, we need you to pick up the slack for the points. PG, you may not score as much in the first half, but we need you to play lights out defense on Luka. Then in the second half, you let Kawhi do it, and you try to hope that PG's going, or you vice versa, where PG is trying to get going in the first half. Kawhi's doing his thing in the first half, playing defense, making sure they get a good lead, and then you got the closer, Kawhi Leonard, to close out for the offensive lead, because there's nobody on that floor that's going to be able to guard Kawhi Leonard. And even sometimes PG allow himself to get guarded, but Kawhi Leonard can be aggressive. He don't have nobody he has to worry about who's playing defense on him. And so what I'm disappointed in is you made these commercials. You talked about you the Terminator. And you're not accepting the Terminator challenge. You're not accepting that, say, I'm the Claw. I'm the best two-way player to ever play this game. You're not accepting that responsibility. Because in my opinion, if you got somebody that's a no-name guarding you, yeah, getting 30, going for 40 looks good, but what are you doing on the defensive end? Who are you stopping on the defensive end? And what happens is that they're letting Dallas boost confidence. I mean, confidence get a boost because they're playing like, yo, we ain't scared of y'all. We ain't got no fear of y'all. You got Tim Hardaway shooting threes, Porzingis shooting threes, and they just jacking it up, not giving no care about y'all at all. I mean, Tim Hardaway made a three, was like, dude, this my stuff. Come on, bro. Come on. In your home, they came in your city and beat you. It's like a dude pull up to your crib.
Oh.
Well, all your homies by yourself, and you like, nah. He said, head up. Boop, boop, slap you, and then walk off. And they like, bro, did that just happen? Did you just do that to our homie? Like, oh, we supposed to jump in? Or like, what do we do? What do we do? And the Clippers are talking about it's a lot of pressure because the Clippers do not play well under pressure. They don't. When they get pressured, their booties get tight. Their booties get super tight, and every shot is going to be forced. They press the issue, and I'm telling you right now, if the Clippers don't win Game 3, Luka Doncic.
It's over. Remember when Vince Carter won a slam dunk contest?
Yes.
And the Jet, after he did the little, I forgot it was a windmill. I think it was a windmill. And a Jet was yelling, "It's over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over."
Yeah.
I think this is what if the Clippers lose Game 3, it's over. And I don't want to hear nothing else about the Clippers being a championship contender or beating the Lakers. That game, Lakers-Clippers, shouldn't even be one of those like, oh, we need to watch it no more. Because nobody's going to care about what the Clippers do in the regular season. I've been saying this all year. I can give a damn about what Paul George is and what Kawhi is in the regular season. I need to see the Clippers in the playoffs. And because to me, they decided they wanted to dodge smoke, whether it was Portland or whether it was the Lakers, and they thought things were sweet by playing the Mavs. Now look, because maybe if you play those last 4 or 5 games, not necessarily saying like play them super hard, but you still play to win. You feel me? You ain't got to, PG and Kawhi ain't have to play 35, 40 minutes. They could have played 25 to 28 minutes, got that rhythm, maintained that, got into the playoffs with some kind of, little umph, kind of like how the Lakers did. The Lakers headed to the playoffs with a 5-game win streak. Yeah. You feel me? Dallas was playing pretty solid heading in. Clippers just think they just good enough to we gonna just kind of rest it out so we good. And now look, your bums is down 0-2. So
it's rough. And
I can't wait till tomorrow night. I'm looking more forward to watching the Mavericks and Clippers game than I am the Lakers game tonight. Just because there's more drama in that series than I feel like in this Lakers series.
I think it's not drama in the Lakers series unless they go down 2-1 tonight. I think that'll be a little bit more drama or whatnot. But that's going to what I said. I still think that series is going 7. I think Phoenix is a problem, and they're playing with hunger, and they're playing with a lot of intensity, and they play great at home. But this is going to be a big game for them, playing on the road for the first time in a long time. And are they going to still be hitting those shots in the Staples Center that they was hitting them in Phoenix? So that's going to be we'll talk about that as we get to the games of the night. But we got issues going on with the fans and the players yet again. Between Trae Young and Russ, they had some altercations with some fans at both of their games. And here's my thing when it comes to fans. Look, there's always one of them that always just go overboard. Like, if you're a fan, be a fan. Enjoy the game. Celebrate. Boo. Cheer. But don't ever disrespect or try to put harm on any of these players, man. Like that's when you crossing the line, when you overstep your boundaries. And I like what the NBA is doing. They're banning these fans and they're making sure they won't come back. But here's my thing though, is that this is unacceptable, man. And fans, I know you ain't been out in the game and your testosterone and you got the COVID syndromes and you ready to be hot boy, hot girl, summer. You ready? You ready to talk whatever. Talk your talk. But here's the thing. Keep it respectful, bro. You can be like, Rush, you suck. Trae Young, you ain't good. You soft butter. You can say whatever you want, but don't disrespect them. Don't try to threaten them. Don't try to take it to the next level and escalate it to where people can get hurt, because that's not cool, man. But I love what the NBA is doing. They taking care of it. But fans, you got to remember, you're just fans. And I hate that, because with us, we can't do nothing about it. We can't do nothing about it as a player, because you're like, if I do something, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. You get what I'm saying? If I say something, they're going to look at me as an enemy. If I put my hands on somebody, they're going to look at me as an enemy. Like, what do I do? If I don't say nothing, they're going to be like, oh, you're damned if you do, damned if you do. I ain't taking no high road. You keep disrespecting me, bro. Don't disrespect me, bro. How you feel about the fans acting crazy at these games, man?
I will never understand it. Just even like being at a game and things getting all like contentious. I just don't get it. It's nothing's that serious to me. And I'm a diehard fan for both of my teams. But it's just like, I respect the game enough, and you being a fan of an opposite team is you being a fan of an opposite team. You feel me? I've been to a Raider game. And Raider fans are ruthless, bro.
Oh, yeah, you're crazy.
Listen, like, and I've seen it. Too. I've seen it. Like, I've seen Raider fans look to incite violence in a situation. I mean, my first ever Raider game, a dude was walking up with his chick. He was a Chiefs fan. And he was like, you gonna let your B wear that? Oh. Whoa.
That's crazy.
Like, me personally, it's hands being thrown, bro. Like, because you are that, like, that has left while we here. You feel me? Because you feel like you untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
And in another game I was at, it was a Raider fan, and he was at the game with an Eagle fan. Like, they boys. And another Raider fan got to run in his mouth, so the Raider fan had to pop him in his lip. Boop, bop. I was like, exactly. Because things start to get out of hand. And it's just like, we're supposed to come to the game to enjoy this. Are we supposed to, is the other team the enemy? Yes, of course. But it's still about the respect.
You just don't want them to win.
Yeah. I mean the enemy as far as, like, just the battle line.
We ain't rocking with y'all right now. Like, right now, we ain't friends right now because y'all playing against my team. But after that, we good.
Exactly. That's how it's supposed to be. Like, and then it's supposed to, when you move that out, right? You're supposed to be in an appreciation of being around greatness, because NBA players are great. It ain't that many in the league. It's a small percentage that make it. So if you're fortunate enough to be a season ticket holder, you feel me, and you at these NBA games, whether the person's on your team or not on your team, respect the man and his craft and what he's doing to entertain you, because both teams are there to entertain the fans. You feel me? And I feel like we take this whole fanatic thing too far. And, and the biggest thing, my last point is when you start looking at all these fan altercations, it's always the fan that feel like he untouchable. Like, he always, because because Russ always says it. If I was to catch that normal fan, hey, Russ, can I get an autograph? Russ, can you sign my son's t-shirt? But in the arena, let me throw something. Like, that stuff is so suspect to me, bro. You feel me? Because when you look at some of these fans, I wouldn't call them hood or however you want to classify them, they really be chilling. There'd be a lot of people that just really be chilling. But then you got your fans who just feel like, he an NBA player. If he hit me, I'm the going, we got a bunch of Karens in the NBA. You feel me? That really be rah, 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 rah. But as soon as they get touched, a lawsuit, he shouldn't have hit me type stuff. So, Hey, one of these days, man, I don't want it to happen. I don't want another Malice in the Palace because it's not a good look. But hey, man, listen.
You ruffle the wrong feathers, put it that way.
I'm trying to tell you, these NBA dudes ain't gonna keep taking this, bro. They not. And I hope Adam Silver is fully understanding that y'all can, because they talk. And one player is gonna flip, not because he's mad, but he's gonna do it for like everybody else. Like, you know what? He deserved, let me go ahead. You feel me? Just because these dudes is getting out of hand with it. And it's just starting to become too much.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I like what the NBA doing. They handle it respectfully, but they just got to figure out a way. Because again, you know, we want people to be at these games. I know you guys have been in the house for a year and you're getting to get back out and you're getting back to some kind of normalism and you're getting back to some normalcy where you can go enjoy basketball games and sporting events. That's what they're there to do. Enjoy the moment and the experience of being at a playoff basketball game. You know what I'm saying?
I got a suggestion. Until fans start getting it right, stop serving alcohol at the game. You want people to start acting right? Because I feel like it becomes an inebriation. I feel like when they're inebriated, people get to drink and people get that liquid courage. I feel like, I know it hurts with the sponsorships and the money that's coming in, but you got to do something. You got to figure out a way to do something. You got to figure out a way to put a limit on drinks or stop serving them at the games. And you feel me? Then I feel like that'll start really sending a message because now people got to start really policing themselves. And you'll make your money. These people are smart enough to figure out a way to make their money. I just feel like that liquid courage helps.
So if you ain't drinking, but sometimes people go to those. But then again, that means they're gonna come in there intoxicated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but your intoxication not lasting a full game.
You'd be surprised. Okay. We'll move on to another topic. Let's talk about just some of the playoff games that's been going on. A lot of the series are all 1-1 except for the 2 and 7 seed from Boston and Brooklyn. And then we already talked about it, the Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks. But the playoffs seem like it's been averaging out. Like, no, I totally forgot the Wizards as well, too. And Philly, they're 2-0 as well, too. But for the East, I feel like, and I also forgot. I lied. The only 1-1 is that's what you were saying. I get it,
bro.
It's like all the games except for one is 2-0, and then one series 1-1, and then for the West,
everything is 1-1.
So it's looking like it. Besides the Miami series, because I still think that's going to be a competitive series. I knew they was going to come out flat that game, but besides the Miami series and the Atlanta series, the other two series ain't been that competitive. It's like the first game was probably the most competitive out of both of those games, and it's kind of been even kill, and it's been averaging out from Philly and the Wizards. I just don't, like I said, I wanted to give Russ one. I hope he can get one just for his legacy. Just be like, all right, I didn't just get to the playoffs and just get swept. But I went to the playoffs. I got one game. We got one game. They're the better team. They should win. And I hope Boston, we already know the coach is gone after this, but they need to get a game.
They not. Kemba hurt again. Yeah, you know, Kemba is Mr. Injury prone all of a sudden now. Jason Tatum just had a whole eye injury, so we don't know how his eye gonna respond in game 3. And the Nets are just too much for them, especially with them not having Jaylen Brown. And then the Wizards, Russ left that game kind of injured. Bradley Beal already wasn't 100. I feel like it's going to be a competitive game 3, but I believe the Sixers are going to prevail in that. This Bucks Heat thing, I don't know, man. I can see the Bucks sweeping now.
I don't think so. I think the Heat's going to come out blazing. And I think they're going to take game 3. I think they're going to.
I can see it.
They play tonight.
Yeah, I feel like Milwaukee poses a problem for Miami that they really don't have an answer for.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that Milwaukee just has too much as a team versus if Brooklyn was playing the Heat, they only got like 3 people to worry about. You feel me? Versus against the Bucks are a real good team.
Yeah, they're a better team.
They're a lot better. They are a lot better team than they have been, even in the years where they was the number 1 seed in the East. I feel like this is Giannis's most complete team.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to seeing how the rest of this plays out. But I got the Nets winning game 3, Sixers winning game 3. This Hawks-Knicks series looks like it's going to be the series
at the East for the first round for sure.
Of the East of the first round. It could be the series of the playoffs, because I just feel like it's just is real competitive. So hopefully the Knicks can win this in 6, so I can look like I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, that'd be good. But again, I still think Atlanta is the better team. They should have won yesterday, but the Knicks got hot from 3 and Randolph was balling.
And the Garden got the rocket.
And D Rose, and that Garden was lit, man. That Garden was lit. Like, I know the Knicks fans, because it's been a minute to be at a playoffs. It's going to be jumping. And then you got the West. The West, everything is pretty much 1-1, except for the Clippers. I think all these series, even the Utah series, I stand corrected. I thought they was going to sweep Memphis. Those games are very, very close, man. Even with Donovan Mitchell coming back, I still think Memphis can get a game or two, another game or two, because I just feel like matchup-wise, they can match up with the Utah Jazz. And if they're not shooting consistently, then it's going to be a grinder. It's going to be one of those hard-nosed, physical basketball games, and Ja Morant is here. People on notice that he's going to be one of those point guards. I still think he needs to work on his jump shot. I think if he becomes that complete player, he's going to be unguardable. I'm telling you. Once you be able to can shoot consistently, and even if it's just a mid-range, I don't think he need a mid-range, because he got that little floater now. That's his quote-unquote mid-range shot to a degree, where he gets to a spot, hits you a nice little floater. But he needs to be able to extend it a little bit to keep you honest, because if they think you're going to just continue to go to the paint, then they're going to make you a jump shooter. And if you're not consistent with your jump shot, then that's when you're going to get in trouble. And he got to work on his free throws. I don't know what it is with Ja and free throws, but it'd be struggling when it comes to free throws, man. I don't get it. Some people just freakish athletic, but they can't shoot the free throws. It's supposed to be free. It's supposed to be free.
I just don't understand how grown men in the NBA struggle at the free throw line.
I think it's a mental thing.
Especially guards. Like, big man, I've learned, with the big old hand trying to palm the ball, and, not everybody work on their touch as became older big men.
Right.
But guards, like, even Luka, like, just bad at the free throw line. And I just don't get it. I don't understand. You feel me? Like, that's one of my biggest things probably about LeBron. Like, bro, Bron, you too great to be having the yips at the free throw line, bro. Like, you too great.
They shoot him, though. Here's the thing. I think it's more mental for a lot of these guys. I
agree.
It's a mental thing. Like, even with Bron, he takes 30 years to shoot a damn free throw. Like, I'd be like, bro, what are you doing, man? Like, when you do that, you're going to miss, because now you overcompensate, dog. Like, if you look at great shooters that's at the free throw line,
2,
it just 1, 2, and it's done. Ain't no. Like, bro, come on, Bron. Like, come on, man. Actor of the year. I love you, Bron. But, man, you going to get actor of the year for free throws, actor of the year for flopping, all that good stuff, man. I definitely get it. But some of the series, like I'm telling you, I like this Phoenix Suns team. This Suns team looks like a future problem in the NBA, and they're letting people know that we have arrived. Now, it sucks to see Chris Paul get hurt again, and it's just injury prone after injury prone. I don't know why it happens to him. Like, it's just one of those things. He's just injury prone, and it sucks to see it. In the playoffs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In the playoffs, and it was a freakish accident. And I think he pinched a nerve, and I think that nerve impacted his movement in that arm, and he's not able to be efficient as he would like to be. And I think Payne has been coming out and playing some great basketball. He is confident. And if I'm the Lakers, I don't want him to be confident like that. I don't want those type of players to feel like they can I don't want to have the Dallas Mavericks again. I want to let them know that ain't sweet over here. Yeah, it was rocking in Phoenix, but none of that going down over here. I want to shut you down. I want to make sure you're struggling. I want to make sure you take tough twos, and those buckets ain't coming as easy as they was, because he can get to the paint so easily with his quick first step. And if I'm the Lakers, I don't want those role players to get confident, because once you get a role player confident, then they can shoot anything. And that's why I fear with the Lakers. But I think it's going to be a good series. And then you got Portland and you got Denver. They play tonight.
Aaron Gordon.
We're going to see if Aaron Gordon is going to play Damian Lillard. If they do and Damian Lillard struggle again, I think Denver wins this series. I stand corrected. If they do and Damian Lillard struggle again with Aaron Gordon on him, I think that you may see the series take a turn for a positive turn for Denver and a negative turn for Portland, because we already know Jokic is going to get his buckets. He's going to get his 32. But if Nurkic can freaking be more mentally ready, that can be a better series, in my opinion. He has all the same tangibilities that Jokic has. He has good footwork. He can do the post. He can hit you with a nice little mid-range. He can even extend that three-pointer every blue moon. I don't understand why his mental is so bad. It's just so bad. He gets flustered too easy. And so we're going to see tonight with Denver. But those are some of the games that stand out for me. And then we already know with the Clippers and the Mavericks, man, it's interesting. I'm ready for Friday. I'm so excited for Friday because I want to see this series, because if Luka and them go up 3-0, I think the Clippers get swept in game 4. Ooh. I really do, because they don't play well under pressure. They force the issue. It's like, you know how you got a great team when you know your back's against the rope, they can be composed. The Clippers will lose composure.
The Lakers, basically. Lakers are a good team that responds with their backs against the wall.
Okay, I feel you. But how you feel about the West?
Well, I feel like Cameron Payne is starting to remind me of Bobby Jackson when the Lakers was playing the Kings back in the day. Just the guy off the bench that it's like, why does he keep getting buckets?
Yeah.
Like, can you stop Bobby? I used to really dislike Bobby Jackson in a very sense of he just annoyed me as a Laker fan. Like, because I'll watch Bobby Jackson against the Mavericks, for example, and he does nothing. He does nothing against them. Play the Lakers, man, look like an all-star. And that's what Cameron Payne is reminding me of. Cameron Payne is annoying me because it's just like, bro, Cameron Payne, I've watched you play on the Suns and play against other teams, and you do nothing.
Yeah.
And against the Lakers, you all of a sudden superstar. So I'm still not worried about it. I got the Lakers in 5. We'll get these boys up out of here real quick. We're going to stop playing with our food, get these boys up out of here. That Denver-Portland series, and it got a little interesting because one thing Denver, what I've noticed, because what the Clippers don't have, right? The Clippers' primary defenders are also their primary scorers.
Yeah.
Most teams their primary scorers aren't their primary defenders.
Yeah.
The Lakers have KCP, Wes Matthews, Caruso that can go expend all their energy on defense because you got Brian and AD to score. Even with Denver, they can let Aaron Gordon go guard Dame because they can say, Michael Porter, we need you to score. Jokic, we need you to score.
Yeah, that's good.
You feel me? So that's where things get interesting at. And so if Aaron Gordon, you ain't going to stop Dame. So we ain't saying that Aaron Gordon will go out. No. Because I still see Dame getting 25 to 28 tonight.
Yeah.
Easy. But if Dame is getting 25 to 28 and he going 9 for 24 shooting, and that 28 is difficult and it's a very frustrating 28, then that's where they have the advantage. And so, I'm looking forward to this series. I believe I took Portland in 5 or maybe 6. So we're going to see how this work out. And then we already know how we feel about the Clippers. The Clippers is a very interesting thing. They need to win or they will go home.
Yeah.
And the Grizzlies and Jazz, it's going to be interesting. Dylan Brooks ain't getting foul trouble. Donovan Mitchell got in that boy head so quick, boy. Sheesh. got that man two quick fouls, quick. So we just gonna see and see how the rest of this series trend unfolds. I do like the fact that Ja tried to go dunk on the Stifle Tower though. I like it. He got blocked, but it's like if he would have completed that,
that'd have been crazy.
My goodness gracious. So hey man, it's the playoff time, baby. So
yeah, it's the playoff time. A lot of great basketball, man. And just for the playoffs, we won't be talking about football as much as like something crazy happens in the NFL.
Julio being traded may be something crazy, guys.
Man, don't come on.
Because they talk about him coming to Las Vegas, baby. So just let you know. Anyway,
we could donate to y'all because we'd be
donate.
That'd be good, you know. Anyway, man, y'all let us know how y'all feel about these playoffs, man. Who y'all got tonight's game? Let us know in the comments below. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Stay safe, stay blessed. And if you go into these games, man, respect the players. Simple as that. Respect the players, man. And always remember to talk that talk. We see y'all next Tuesday. Deuces.
Oh, really? You see my shirt? No. Yeah, see that? Black and vaccinated, champ. Get your life right.